Hello there and welcome to another video. This one is a review of the American Express Preferred Rewards Gold credit card, or just Amex Gold as it's usually referred to. I honestly think that Amex Gold is the best free travel credit card that's available in the UK. When I say free, there is a big caveat there, but I'm gonna get to it in a minute. But in this video, I'm gonna try and explain to you why I think this is such a great card. The way we're gonna do this is we're going to go over the benefits that Amex Gold offers, and for each benefit we're going to try and sort of determine the value in pounds that you could derive from having each of those benefits. In that way, the video is quite similar to the one I recently made about the Amex Platinum card, which you should see now pop up in the top corner of your screen. Do give that a watch if you're interested in Amex Platinum. But unlike the Platinum card, which costs £575 per year, the Amex Gold card, and I think this is the best part, is absolutely free for the first year. So you get all the benefits that Amex Gold offers and you pay £0 in fees. From the second year onwards, there is an annual fee of £160. So I personally think that the Gold card is worth paying the £160 fee for, but that's not really the topic of this video. This video is more about how you can get Amex Gold for 1 year for free and enjoy all the benefits. Whether or not to keep it for the second and subsequent years is a slightly different question, and you can reevaluate at the end of the first year to see if the card is worth having. Before we jump into looking at the benefits that the card offers, please give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it. It's a really small action to take, but it means a lot to me. Alright, benefit number 1, membership reward points. Membership reward points are Amex's own loyalty currency that you get for spending money on the card, and that you can spend in really a lot of ways, because Amex has a lot of transfer partners to which you can transfer your reward points and spend them there. The way you earn those points is you get 1 point per £1 spent on any purchases on your Amex Gold card. You get 2 points per pound spent directly on airline website, which means transactions like buying flights, paying for luggage, paying for seat selection. Basically any transactions on the airline websites are eligible for 2 points per pound. And finally, you get 3 points per pound spent on Amex Travel website, which is sort of like Amex's own travel agency where you can book flights, hotels, car rentals, and certain experiences. Finally, last year Amex introduced something called Earn As You Go. I hope I got that name right, but basically it means that for every £5,000 you spend on the card, you get 2,500 points as a bonus, which effectively means that you get an extra half a point for every pound spent. There is also a welcome bonus, which you might be eligible for when you take out the Amex Gold card. The welcome bonus conditions are as follows. If you manage to spend £3,000 within the first 3 months of having the card, Amex will give you 20,000 points as a sign-up bonus. And the eligibility for the sign-up bonus is as follows. You only get it if you haven't held any personal Amex card in the UK in the past 24 months. Assuming that you're eligible, if you spend £3,000 within the first 3 months, you get 20,000 points as a bonus, which I think is pretty awesome. So how do we value those points in terms of real money? As I said before, it really depends on the way you spend them, and there are a lot of such ways. For the purposes of this video, to not make it too long, we're just going to look at 2 quite safe ways that offer you guaranteed value per point. But as there are a lot more, I'm already working on a dedicated video with the best ways to spend Amex membership reward points, and once it is ready, I'm going to add a link to that into the description to this video. So once you're done watching this video, do make sure to check the description to see if the video on spending membership reward points specifically is available. But again, going back to this video, let's just look at the 2 ways which offer guaranteed value. So way number 1 is you can use your points to pay off your credit card statement at the rate of £4.50 per 1,000 points. So let's say that you take out the Amex Gold card, you do spend £3,000 in the first 3 months, which gives you 3,000 points because you're earning 1 point per pound spent. On top of that, Amex gives you the welcome bonus, which is 20,000 points. So in total, you got 23,000 points. If you use those points to pay off your credit card statement at the rate that I mentioned, that gives you basically around £100 of value. So 23,000 points you exchange for £100 off your credit card statement. That might seem like a great deal, but it's really the poorest kind of value per point that you can get. A slightly better or maybe a significantly better rate can be achieved. Again, it is a guaranteed rate if you exchange your membership reward points into Nectar points. Nectar is a loyalty currency adopted by some big stores such as Sainsbury's and Argos. And basically, if you exchange your membership rewards into Nectar via British Airways Avios, so if you take your Amex points, exchange them into Avios, and then Avios into Nectar points. That might seem complicated, but again, I'm going to talk more about this in another video, and it really is easy. So if you do it that way, 1,000 membership points gives you 6.7 pounds to spend at Sainsbury's or Argos, which means if you take your 23,000 points and spend them that way, it gives you 150 pounds in value. The only downside compared to the previous way, to the first way we talked about, where you just use it to pay off your credit card statement, the only downside is that with paying off your credit card statement, you can use your points to pay for any purchases at all, whereas here you are limited to, say, Sainsbury's and Argos. But I think, especially with Sainsbury's, everyone has to buy food at some point, right? So I think Sainsbury's is a pretty attractive kind of opportunity to spend your points at, and it offers a significantly better value, actually 50% better value, as we just saw, than just using your points to pay off your credit card statement with Amex. But for the purposes of this video, for the calculation, because as I said, we're going to try and calculate the kind of value that you can derive from having Amex Gold, we are going to use the average of the two figures. So if you use them in way number one, you would get 100 pounds in value. If you use them via Nectar, you would get 150. So we are going to use 125 as the value you get from 23,000 points. Benefit number two is lounge access. So with Amex Gold, you get a priority pass membership and 4 complimentary lounge passes. If you haven't heard about Priority Pass before, it's basically a network of airport lounges. They have around 1,300 lounges in airports around the world, and I don't think I've ever been to an airport that doesn't have at least one Priority Pass lounge. And basically, with your Priority Pass card, which will arrive in post after you get your Amex Gold card, you can enter a lounge for free 4 times a year. I think this is an incredible benefit, given that, again, Amex Gold is completely free in the first year since you don't have to pay the annual fee. How do we value those lounge passes actually? So if you pay cash at the door at an airport lounge, the prices can vary widely. It can be anything from 20 pounds up to, I don't know, I was at Istanbul airport just last week, and there the lounge entry, if you pay in cash, is 70 euros per person. I would personally never pay 70 euros to enter that lounge. It's big and spacious and all that, but there is no way it is worth 70 euros, especially because the food offering is quite basic. But again, for the purposes of this video, to try and determine a fair value of one lounge pass, the way I think is as follows. If I didn't have those lounge passes, would I pay 70 euros or even 50 euros or even 20 pounds to enter a lounge? Well, I'm not sure. Maybe I would pay 20 pounds, but I certainly wouldn't pay 50 pounds. But what I would definitely do is I would grab at least some kind of snack at the airport, because, well, I get hungry quickly, and I assume a lot of people do too. So if I were to buy a snack or a meal at the airport, I would spend, I would say, at least 10 pounds. So let's just take that 10 pounds figure and say that's the value of one lounge pass. So with Amex Gold, you get 4 lounge passes for free. So that's 40 pounds of value per year. Benefit number 3 is Deliveroo credits. You basically get 5 pounds off every transaction with Deliveroo up to twice a month. So 10 pounds every month split into 5 and 5, and over a year it all sums up to 120 pounds of value. So how do we value that? Well, the easiest way to value the Deliveroo benefit would be to just say, okay, it's 120 pounds of credits, right? So let's value it as 120 pounds. Let's kind of round it down a little bit and just say 100 pounds instead of 120 as value, because maybe some months you don't order on Deliveroo or you only order once. So let's just say 100 pounds of value, assuming that you do use Deliveroo at all. Personally, I do use it. My girlfriend even has their subscription, which gives you free delivery. So whenever we need to order something on Deliveroo, we always order from her account and use my gold card. And I would say we do get the full £120 of value from that benefit. But again, to stay fair, let's dial it down and say £100 for the Deliveroo benefit. Benefit number 4 is the various protections that Amex gives you. The first protection is the travel, accident, and inconvenience insurance, which gives you modest coverage for expenses associated with a delayed flight or a missed connection or your luggage being delayed or lost by the airline. I think it's a decent thing to have that gives you additional peace of mind. The second kind of protection you get is purchase protection, which is basically when you buy something and it breaks or it is stolen, you can get up to £2,500 from that protection towards the repair cost or towards the cost of the new item. And finally, you get refund protection, which is basically when you buy something with your Amex card and you want to get a refund from the seller in a situation when they're supposed to give you a refund according to the law in the UK, because, for instance, the item was broken, which was not your fault, or maybe you ordered something online, what you got was different from what the seller promised you, and for any reason the seller is refusing to give you a refund, this protection will cover you for up to £300. Both the purchase and refund protection only work for within 90 days of the purchase. And by the way, this is in addition to the Section 75 protection that you get with any credit card in the UK because it's part of the UK law. I did talk about the Section 75 protection in the video where I described the benefits of having a credit card in general, not Amex, but like any credit card. That video should pop up now at the top corner of your screen, so consider giving it a watch for more general description of benefits of having a credit card that are not specific to Amex. The last and final perk of Amex Gold that we're going to talk about is the hotel collection. The hotel collection is basically a list of hotels curated by Amex. Those are mainly mid to top tier hotels, which if you book them through Amex Travel website and you stay for at least 2 nights, firstly, you will get a complimentary room upgrade, which is not guaranteed and is based on availability during check-in. And it is also not guaranteed which kind of upgrade you would get. Maybe it will just be a room at a higher floor or a room with a better view, or maybe it will actually be an actual category upgrade. For instance, if you book a standard room, you get a premium room or something. And secondly, you get £100 in credit to spend at the hotel. Each hotel is free to determine what kind of services this credit can be spent on. So it can be something like the spa service at the hotel, or it can be the hotel restaurant, which I think is better value because it's basically $100 to spend on food. And that is it for our benefits review of Amex Gold. We did not put any specific value on the last 2 benefits, which are the protections and the hotel collection, because I think it's hard to value them at any specific amount. They are just additional nice things that come from having the Amex Gold card. So in total, we got over £250 of value. And on top of that, you get the protections, which give you the extra peace of mind. And also you get the hotel collection, which is just an added bonus. Maybe you'll use it, maybe you won't. If you do stay in an eligible hotel, you might get an upgrade and you'll get £100 to spend at the hotel, which is again, a great added bonus. So is the card worth it? Well, I think for the first year, definitely, right? You're paying £0 in fees. You are getting at least £250 in value. Because let me remind you, we try to stay very conservative when calculating the value of the perks. So you can actually save a lot more than £250, and you get the protections and the hotel collection on top of that. So I think for the first year, this is a great card and it's definitely worth it. Is it worth it for the second year? Is it worth paying £160 for every year? Well, that is a different question. And it's actually a question that I am going to need to answer because I currently hold the Platinum card, which again I reviewed recently in one of my previous videos, and I paid the £575 fee for that, and it actually paid off multiple times as I showed in the video. But I also got the Amex Gold card, which is free for the first year. But in October, it will have been 1 year since I got the Amex Gold card. And at that point, I'm gonna have to make a decision which card I keep, the Platinum or the Gold, because I'm definitely not gonna pay for both. And yeah, I haven't decided yet. Maybe I'll make a video about it once we're closer to that date. But yeah, so stay tuned to see that. And generally consider subscribing to the channel to not miss any future content. And also, you know, it makes me so happy every time I see a new subscriber. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you learned something useful, and I hope it helps you get more value out of your everyday spending. And finally, I hope to see you in the next video.